How's your coffee, Glenda?
I haven't tried it. I just ran in there and got me some.
What'd you do the first cup you got?
I didn't ever drink any. I was too busy. I'm sure it's perfect.
Okay, Brian, whenever you're ready.
I think we're live.
Good to go.
Okay, we'll call to order the November 9, 2020 regular meeting of the Calvert City Council. And in the process, first thing, the minutes for the October 12 and November 5 meetings. We did approve the October 12, 2020 meeting, somewhat to my fault, because I did not realize you didn't have those minutes in front of you to read when we approved them last month or last week in our meeting. So we'll do those again, the October 12, 2020 and the November 5, 2020 special call workshop meetings. Do I have a motion on the minutes?
I'll make a motion approved as presented to us.
I have a motion to approve the minutes for October 12 and November 5. Do I have a second?
Second.
And a second, any discussion? Hey, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Aye.
Post like sign? Okay, thanks. Before we get down to the old business, Blair, you want to go ahead and introduce Ashley? And let's not have Ashley have to stay on here a long time before we get her part of the program over.
Absolutely. So it's the first of the month of November. So we've selected our November winner for the writing contest. And Miss Ashley Sullivan is the winner this month. She had a wonderful poem about quarantine. Uh-oh, I thought I lost her for a second. She had a wonderful poem about quarantine and what it's been like with COVID from the beginning. And it's really a great read. It'll be in the Lake News this week, and we'll have it posted on our website as well. Ashley, can you tell us a little bit about your poem and where you're from and how old you are?
My name is Ashley. I'm from Paducah, and I'm a sophomore at St. Mary High School. I play volleyball for St. Mary, and I also play travel volleyball. This assignment was originally an English assignment for school, and we were assigned to create a poem or short story about our quarantine experiences earlier this year, and I thought that I would share that experience with all of you guys and post that to you.
Awesome. Well, I thank you for coming, and I think on behalf of the council, they can all say congratulations, but we're excited that you submitted, and hopefully you'll submit again. You're very talented, and we are very, very proud of you.
Thank you.
Yes, we are actually.
Congratulations.
Poetry happens to be my favorite form of literature, and I really enjoyed your poem. Really a great job.
Thank
Thank you for writing it. Thank you. Right there with Byron and Keats and Longfellow and Shelley and all of those great poets. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, Ashley.
Bye.
Bye.
Now she has to stay for the rest of the council meeting. Oh,
Yeah.
no.
No, that's why I got her off. So they're going to have to endure life until the end.
Another poem.
Yeah. Ode to the Ancient Mariner. That'll be what we'd read next. Okay, under old business, second reading of an ordinance 2020-08, levying ad valorem taxes on all real estate and personal property taxes subject to the taxation in the city of Calvert for the fiscal year beginning July 1, 2020. Who has that to read?
I don't have that. I don't have that with me, Judge. Is anybody, John, do you have one? Does anybody have a copy? You're muted, John. Can't hear you.
should have been in your packet.
Yeah, in reflection, I had an electronic version of it, but I didn't print it out. I don't have it with me.
Hang on just a minute. Hey, can you hear me?
Yes,
Okay. Ordinance number 2020-08. Ordinance levying an ad valorem tax on all real estate and personal property subject to taxation in the city of Calvert City, Kentucky, Marshall County for the fiscal year beginning July 1, 2020 for the purpose of defraying the current and general expense of the city government and also levying a public service corporation property tax to be paid by companies and corporations in said city. Whereas the city of Calvert City, whereas the city council of the city of Calvert City, Kentucky is determined to levy an ad valorem tax on real property and personal property subject to taxation in the city, and whereas the city council of the city of Calvert City, Kentucky is determined to levy a personal service corporation property tax on companies and corporations located in the city. Now therefore be it ordained by the city of Calvert City, Commonwealth, Kentucky as follows. Section 1. An ad valorem tax of 0.262 on each $100 of real property value subject to taxation for general purposes in the city of Calvert City be, and the same hereby is levied for the fiscal year beginning January 1, 2020 and ending June 30th, 2021 on the assessment as of January 1, 2020 on real property located within the corporate limits of the city. An ad valorem tax of 25 cents or 0.25 on each $100 of motor vehicle and watercraft property value subject to taxation for general purposes in the city of Calvert City it be, and the same hereby is levied for the fiscal year beginning July 1, 2020 and ending June 30th, 2021 on the assessment of as of January 1, 2020 on motor vehicle and watercraft property located within the corporate limits of the city. An ad valorem tax of 0.262 on each $100 of Commonwealth tangible personal property value subject to taxation by the Commonwealth of Kentucky and otherwise reported on the Commonwealth's tangible personal property tax return located within the city of Calvert City be, and the same hereby is levied for the fiscal year beginning July 1, 2020 and ending on June 30th, 2021 on the reported property values as of January 1, 2020. All of said ad valorem taxes shall be used to defray the operations and maintenance expenses of the city government and its subdivisions through which it provides governmental services and is to be placed in the general fund. Also pursuant to KRS 136.120, there hereby is levied a property tax on the operating property value and non-operating tangible property value of all public service corporation property as defined in KRS 136.120 in the city of Calvert City at the same rate as the tangible property of other taxpayers not performing public services as set forth above, subject to a limitation of such rate as applied to the property of railroads and railway companies pursuant to KRS 136.180 sub 3. All public service corporation property taxes are to be placed in the general fund. In the city and used to defray the costs of operation and maintenance expenses of the city government, its subdivisions through which it provides governmental services. Section 2, all taxes shall be due and payable on February 1st, 2021, and all taxes not paid by March 1st, 2021 shall be deemed delinquent, and there shall be added thereunto a penalty of 6%. Council may collect the delinquent taxes by all legal means, including but not limited to the procedures authorized by the provisions of KRS 91-484 to 91-527, see KRS 92-810. Partial payments of taxes, penalties, and interest shall not be credited to the taxpayer's account, but may, in the discretion of the city clerk treasurer, be placed in a non-interest bearing account and held as security for such unpaid taxes, penalties, and interest. Should the city clerk treasurer so elect, taxpayers' taxes, penalties, and interest may be paid from escrowed funds at such time as such taxpayers' escrowed funds are sufficient to pay all taxes, penalties, and interest in full. Section 3, pursuant to KRS 132-285, the city hereby elects to use the annual county assessment prepared by Marshall County Property Valuation Administrator as of January 1, 2020. The city shall appropriate and pay to the office of the Marshall County Property Valuation Administrator for deputy and other authorized personnel allowance, supplies, map, and equipment, and other authorized expenses of the office, 0.005 for each $100 of assessment, provided that such sum shall be shall not be less than $250 nor more than $40,000. The payment of such sum to the Marshall County Property Valuation Administrator shall be based upon the filing of a satisfactory claim for such sum by administrator. Section 4, all previous ordinances enacted by the City Council of Calvert City, Kentucky in conflict herewith are repealed to the extent of such conflict. Here endeth the lesson.
Okay. And this is for the introduction. I'm sorry, this is for the adoption. Get it right a second. Okay, then do I have a motion to adopt?
I'll make the motion to adopt.
Motion to adopt. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, any additional discussion? Okay, Ms. Linda, you want to call roll?
Councilman Colburn,
Yes.
Councilman Harrington,
Yes.
Councilman Stokes,
Yes.
Councilman Rao, absent, Councilman Babcock,
Yes.
Councilman Hale,
Yes.
all in the affirmative.
Okay, good. Okay, then under new business, we have the consideration of an approval for a written determination of surplus property. John, you have that information?
Yes, sir. Written
We don't, have,
determination. This is,
we don't have to read that. Does everybody have a copy? Does everybody have a copy, John?
they should have, it was sent with their packet.
Got it in my packet.
A copy is all you need. You can just approve it.
This is the same thing we talked about last month. The only thing is we didn't have it written. It has to be in a written form. So this is for the dredge for the water department or the sewer department to surplus the dredge that we talked about last month.
Do we have a reserve? Is there a minimum amount we're willing to take?
Yes, there is. We have a bid from a company who sells a product. And I think Roger told me that was 55,000, but we have a base bid that we will accept. They'll buy it back for that much money.
So what we gotta do, we need a motion in a second or what?
Need a motion to declare it surplus. Yes.
I'll make
Need a
motion.
motion to approve. Need a motion to approve that written determination.
I'll make a motion. We approve the written determination. That's also with the idea that we do have a minimum bid. That's really not on the written determination yet, so I don't guess it matters.
No, but
It's
we
not
got
on the written
I-
determination. If you want to put that on the written determination, you can. You can make a motion to approve it and add that provision to it, and we'll add it to it.
Verbally with Mr. City Administrator saying that he knows he has a bid already, I'm fine with that. So I still make a motion that we accept the written determination.
Second.
Okay, a motion and a second to accept the written determination. Any
I'll
additional discussion? Okay, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Okay. Opposed, like sign. Ms. Blair. You want to tell us what's going on in your world?
Sure, that was a lot faster than what I thought it was going to be. First, I wanted to say about the people that came to the Tennessee River Line announcement. I really appreciate it. We had a really great crowd there at Calvert City for Calvert City, and it's going to be a really great partnership with the Tennessee River Line. They're motivated by the University of Tennessee, Knoxville, and to be a part or be an early city within the Rivertown program is really going to be a neat process to see where it goes. This will be one of the largest trail systems in the country to be a part of, so it's pretty awesome. The other things that I've got going on, we started collecting letters to Santa today. So anyone that you know that wants to submit a letter, I have a mailbox that is out here in the lobby. And you can submit your letters in the mailbox. Those letters will be, you will have a response. We're working with Calvert Convalescent Center and residents there. They will make the response to the kids that submit their letters. We've already gotten a couple today, so that's exciting. Other things that are going on are normal. On Wednesday, the Veterans Brunch, that is at Lakeland Event Center. J-Max Barbecue is sponsoring that, and the funds will go to the Muddy Waters. I can't remember the entire name of that. Muddy Waters. It's Jeremy Wallace's charity. It's a charity for veterans. They get veterans out in the woods and they kayak. It's just a way to help them be better prepared when they come back from overseas. So that's on Wednesday, and I think it starts at 10 and goes until like 2. But that's a really great event. If you're hungry, stop by, get some J-Max, and the funds from that will be donated to that fundraiser, which is awesome. Other things, one thing that my creative brain, I guess I'm going to say, came up with is to purchase. John's laughing at me because he knows that I just can't stop. I purchased a Elf on the Shelf, and the name of the Elf on the Shelf is Jolly Jones, after the mayor. And Jolly Jones will be making his way through Calvert businesses the month of December. And every business will have a Jolly Jones special while it's there. And we'll post it on Facebook and kind of get the word out that way on our social media. So it's kind of a way to support businesses and buy local, but also something fun to do for Christmas time. What I would love to do is have some of our council members take Jolly Jones with them before December hits, so that we can kind of get some posts before that going. So if anybody wants to do that, really you just have to post pictures of him doing something, or not doing something, but he could be in the park, or he could be at your house just hanging out. Stuff like that. So if you would like to do that, let me know. If not, I will just pick who I want to do it and ship him to you.
Does he have a mask?
I'm sure we could get him a mask, maybe.
I could probably make him one, but I'll do whatever you want.
Okay, that would be great. He does have a suit. I did buy him a suit. So he has a bow tie and suspenders and pants. But anyway, it's a fun way to kind of do a virtual thing, and we named him Jolly Jones after the mayor. We wanted to get a bobblehead, but that was just really expensive, and the mayor said it was a waste of money to get his face on a bobblehead. So I don't agree with that, but
I'm going for the dart game.
Other things with the tree lighting, all of that is on December 5th. The parade, the tree lighting, the Jingle Bell 5K, and the Christmas Bazaar, all on December 5th. Starts at 7 a.m., ends at 8 p.m. One thing that we're doing different this year with the ice skating is instead of having a large group of people there in line, I've set up an Eventbrite, and people can go on and order tickets. They're free to order the tickets, so it's not like they're having to pay anything when they're on there, but it's just a way to kind of keep the crowd small within an hour. So the tickets are about an hour long, and so people can go on and book their tickets. And there's only a certain amount of tickets in that time frame. I have not posted that yet, so you guys are kind of the first ones to know. I had my cousins test it out for me and make sure it's in working order, and all say it's really easy to use. So I'll be getting that out probably later this evening, out to everybody. The other thing, last but not least, we met with Retail Strategies, who's the company that we're working with recruiting retail. The mayor and John and Roger and I met with them, and it was a really great meeting. They came back with some really great numbers and things for us to think about, and I think that we were able to talk to them about what the things that we were looking for as well. And I look forward to seeing what the next step is with that. One thing that was kind of shocking is the top 3 things that they were looking at with Calvert, because that's how much money is, it's called like how much leakage is in the community. So what products do people go out of Calvert City to purchase? And those were food and beverage, dealerships. They buy their cars somewhere else, and they also buy their clothing, and they like garden equipment, things like farm equipment, hardware. They go out of Calvert City to buy. So not only is it good to know those numbers, but it's also good for our local businesses to know that, so that they can kind of come up with a way to recruit those people that are not shopping here locally. So good information, and we'll have more to report on that, I'm sure, at a later time. But other than that, I think that's it.
You want to update them on your status for moving to the new building?
I think it's a John question. I think last time I heard, where I was moving probably Monday, the 16th. I don't know if that's still the case, but I mean, it's pretty much ready. We're just waiting on the internet to get hooked up. So I'll be over there soon. I've got packing to do because I have not started yet either. So.
So if they came here looking for you and you're not here, go over there.
That's right. That's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you going to have a shingle? Like a sign, a shingle hung out?
Oh.
I mean, seriously, you need something.
I think that there's some text that's going to go on the door.
Okay.
Yeah.
All righty. Sounds good.
Yeah. Anyway, that's all I got.
Did it?
Yep.
Okay. John, project
Sir.
report?
Yes, sir. We're basically wrapping up. The Civic Center is wrapped up all at this point for this year, everything except the final IT work for Blair's office. The equipment's has been ordered. When it's in, we'll get it installed. As soon as it's installed, she can move after that point. I don't want her moving until all that connectivity is up and running properly. We've worked on the fire training center here this last month. We had a water leak that Bob's addressed. And then just trying to get caught up on mowing. Brad's been turning and burning with mowing this in the past week or so, and just trying to get caught up with leaf pickup. That started. So watch the newspaper for the routes and everything.
Well, what's the status on City Hall?
City Hall is coming along, still looking good. The windows have arrived. They've not been installed, but the small window replacements have arrived. They just haven't been installed. The exterior is coming along.
Do you have an anticipated completion date?
Well, I don't have an actual date. They were supposed to be done by the end of the year. And the only holdup we have right now on City Hall is the metal for the parapet. That's the only thing that we're waiting on. That was a holdup on that, and we had the same, I guess, type of holdup on metal products when it came to windows, and also the new security box or drop box that's been delivered finally. That took about 2 months to get in. So we're hoping that the parapet metal gets in a whole lot faster than that. Overlay is complete. They've got some mat that's going around the edges of the runway and taxiway that they've got to, they're gonna have to put in with a special tool because it's got asphalt under the grass along the edges. And so they're gonna have to have something that's pneumatic to drive the staple in to keep the mat from being blown up by the wind. But they've completed that portion of it. They'll start this week or next week on the hangars. They've been
John.
moving some dirt in over there.
John King has a great picture on Facebook of the airport runway at about a few hundred feet on his flight lesson he took, showing the new asphalt markings, and it really looks good. So visit John King's website.
Okay. That's all I can think of at the moment, unless there's some other things. I mean, we were still addressing some nuisance issues, but that's kind of where we are at this moment.
Okay.
John,
Anybody have a question?
We have gasoline at the airport.
They're working on that. They still haven't completed. They should be pretty close to getting ready to put the test fuel in.
They did get resolution with the inspector, so that's been resolved. And so it's now waiting on the final test of what they're doing, waiting on the final inspection for that site.
That's what I understand. Yes, they were finishing up, and once they finish that up, get the final inspection, then we'll move on to the fuel test.
Big milestone. Sounds like good things happening down there.
Yeah, they should
And
have.
all over.
Kevin,
John,
did you have-
what about when are we going to be able to start renting the Civic Center? I've had some
Right.
citizens ask me.
Well, right now we're still holding off because of the COVID and the governor's protocols. And so that's kind of where we stand, other than maybe a government or emergency setup like blood drives and stuff of that nature. That's basically it. As soon as we can get it back to an orange maybe, or something where we can loosen up on it, then we'll be able to rent it out.
That's what I thought, but I just wanted to double check and ask and make sure.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Hey,
sir.
what about the bazaar? Do you think there'll be any conflict there? I mean, just wondering. Hold on, I'll be right.
Well, as far as the bazaar goes, that's going to be that's going to be co-sponsored by the city, if I'm not mistaken. And so we will actually have the authority and for setup and making sure that things are set up in a proper fashion so that we do our social distancing, and that would be the case on that.
And you're going to require masks.
I will say too, yeah, with the Christmas bazaar, we are requiring masks for entrance and all of the people that are working it, as well as the people that have booths. And then CADA has purchased temperature or thermometers for each location to do temperature checks. So we are taking as much precaution as possible.
Are you going to try to keep them 6 feet apart, or?
Each booth is 10 by 10. So
I meant the customers.
We're going to have to do something to set that up.
Maybe
we may
sign.
have to have it.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks.
Okay, John, anything else?
No, sir, that's it.
Okay, how about Hanson? You on the phone? Come in, Hanson Engineering.
He is not on.
Okay, must be bad weather down in Tennessee.
Well, they had Brad, they did the walkthrough today on the overlay. Could you touch on that?
Yeah, we basically, we done the drive around, checked all the areas they'd worked, made sure it was okay and safe to leave. Like you said earlier, they found the mat was blowing up there on the edges, so they're gonna have to address that Wednesday. But other than that, everything looked really good. The painting on there now is just temporary. They'll have to come back later on. I don't know for sure when that is, but to put down the reflective paint with the glass in it. Excuse me. But everything went really well. We turned all the lights back on, checked all that out, and it should be, well, as soon as the no time expires here at 6:30, then it's open for business, I guess. Also there on the fuel system, the electricians were up there working today, and they're in the process of connecting the wiring from the building over to the pump. So, but that's all I know about that section right now.
Okay, good. Okay, any questions for Brad? How about your other work, Brad? You caught up?
You know it. Yeah, we're running wide open. Of course, I'm down a few right now. Got Ronnie off recovering, and so that kind of shorts me there on manpower, and then another couple off. But
Yeah.
but we're making it.
Ronnie Weiger is doing really well too, by the way.
Yeah,
He's
he
improving
is.
and he's doing fine.
I went and visited with him today, and he looks really good and he's doing really good.
Yeah, good fine.
But
I don't
yeah,
want to ask for any secret information here, but have we had city employees impacted with quarantine of any sort or COVID? Don't want names, just have we had any?
Nobody with actual positive. We've had those that have been quarantined because of exposure but not actually with it. No active
That's
case.
good.
Okay, any other questions for John or for Brad? Okay, let's go down before we go into the executive session and talk about a piece of property. Let's go on and get some other small things out of the way. Chris, you have anything else tonight? Any questions about anything you want to talk about?
No, sir. No, sir. No.
Mayor, I got a little quick one. The governor has issued an executive order dealing with, as you all know, we have not been disconnecting water for failure to pay since back in May. The governor has said as of November the 6th, we can start our procedure for disconnection for failure to pay again. We also have some mandated time periods, installment allowances for folks to catch up, people who have not paid over the past 6 or 8 months. The executive order mandated certain payment schedules, and the Water and Sewer Department is intending to do a news release, letting everyone know what that repayment schedule is, and then to actually send a letter to each customer that has been taking advantage of the non-payment prohibition, the disconnection prohibition, sending them a letter telling them what their payment, if they want to pay it over time rather than just paying the delinquency, what their schedule will be. And what I need for you guys to do is to approve this schedule. If your delinquency is $200 or less, then your payments will be equal installments over a 6-month period. If your delinquency is $200 to $500, it'll be paid in equal installments over a over a 9-month period. If your delinquency is $500 to $1,000, it would be paid in equal installments over a 12-month period. And if it's more than $1,000, it would be over a 15-month period. Any individual for whom that causes an undue and intolerable hardship, they could request special allowances. The schedule that I just gave you is the schedule that was recommended by the Kentucky League of Cities. It's the one that's being adopted by lots of cities across the state. But we have no choice but to impose repayment installment plans for delinquent customers of not less than 6 months. The graduation of that through a 6-month, 9-month, 12-month, and 15-month period based upon the size of the delinquent bill is something that KLC has recommended and is, to my understanding, being generally reflected in the procedures across the state. Because this is all imposed by executive order and as a result of executive order, we're not going to change the ordinance. But I would like for you guys to approve the Water and Sewer Department with notifying customers that this is going to be our procedure and this is the installment plan that is going to be imposed. And if you need me to repeat anything, I'll be glad to.
Okay, you've heard the recommendation.
I just want to make one point that when they're into the payment plan, they have to keep their normal bill up to date.
Right. You still get disconnected if you get delinquent.
So you just need us to approve that?
Yeah. Yeah. Just approve the Water and Sewer Department moving forward with that collection installment plan.
Okay, I make the motion that we approve what you said. It's in line with the,
Installment plan.
yes, in
I'll
line with,
second that.
Okay, have a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
And a second. Any more discussion? Okay, all in favor, aye. Okay, post like sign. Okay, the ayes have it. Good. Okay, Tanera, you have anything tonight?
Well, I just would go, I guess, a couple of praises. In Paducah for the Rivertown, the mayor did an awesome job. Every time he speaks, he always puts in a little bit of history of Calvert, and it was nice letting all the people that turned out hear about a little history of Calvert. It was great. The runway, the overlay does look really good. I got to go down there and see that the other day. And then I want to give a shout out to Blair and the city. Everybody pitched in to help. The Halloween pumpkins, that was a big deal. And we got a lot of compliments. And I know that was a lot of work, a huge undertaking. And she had to call in volunteers. It was a big deal, but it made so many kids so happy. And I think a lot of people in the city enjoyed walking through and looking at the pumpkins. It was a lot of fun, but kudos to Blair, because I know that was a lot of work and all the guys pitched in to help. There was even a day where she come and picked me up in a city truck and trailer, and we did what we could. It was fun. It was great. Thank you. That's all I've got, Mayor.
Okay. Anita.
no, I'm good.
Okay. Kevin.
I'm good.
Gene.
Break the streak. I'm good too.
Okay. Then we have an issue on some land acquisition we need to bring to your attention. So for that purpose, we'd like to go into executive session. And Greg, I'll let you take care of that.
You're on mute, Greg.
He must be on an Alpo break.
Okay. Can you hear me? Am I
Yeah,
here?
I can now.
Okay. Okay. The purpose of the executive session is to discuss the possible acquisition of real property. The reason for the executive session is to protect the value of the property. the subsection of the previous statute that allows for the executive session is subsection 2. And having made that announcement, we can entertain a motion to enter into executive session.
And you'll have a
Only to
motion.
talk about those issues.
Do you have a motion?
Oh, I'll make a motion.
Okay, I have a motion to enter the executive session. Do I have a second?
Second.
And a second, all in favor, aye.
Uh,
Okay,
Aye.
we're in executive session to discuss the issues